What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Right now, this video is just a freestyle. It's Saturday. It's the Saturday before the fight. Tonight, Gunner and I will be reviewing the Benavidez fight. I am not rooting for Benavidez. I think he's too arrogant. I don't think he's beaten anybody that warrants this type of arrogance. But I want to see a good fight tonight. So if you guys aren't busy, you guys feel like chilling, we will have some, I don't know about Gunner. I will be having some beers. I invite you to have a few drinks. Have the TV. I have the TV up here. Let me turn this down. And we'll be doing our play-by-play fight, punch by punch, whatever you want to call it. Color analysis. I was gonna do some content today. I did something on this Dub S channel. You guys go ahead and check it out. I reacted to King Cobra JFS. A couple people have been asking me to do that, so I did that over there. But I understand it's Saturday. People are getting ready, barbecuing, going out, whatever. It's also the first day of February. My daughter's birthday's coming up in a couple days. Random information, I know. But we always, as content creators, have to be consistent. Those of you guys that always ask me questions, you got to be consistent, man. And January is always a very, very rough month as far as views and pay. And February hopefully picks up a little bit. By the time we get into March, we're kind of back in the groove of things. Excuse me. I do have a couple ideas. New content. I created a thumbnail already for one. I think I'm going to wait until Monday to do that because honestly, on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, even Fridays, a lot of time, there's not a lot of views. But I do want you guys to give me topic ideas. What are things that you guys are interested in? Be it the California Youth Authority, the Department of Corrections, or just as someone who served decades of prison, how do I see certain situations, how do I experience certain things? Let me know. And the most popular or the most interesting question or idea, I will do the video. I want to make sure that I'm not just always just trying to think, okay, what might they be interested in? I want to know what you're interested in. For some of you guys come for the prison stuff. You guys know I'm not like some of these other channels. I don't discuss organizations or, people that I know from these organizations. I could, unlike the guys that do that, I actually know the guys. A lot of the guys they're talking about, I did things with them or for them, on behalf of them, whatever. And that stuff I just don't talk about. It is nobody's business. Also, when I do talk about prison, when I do talk about the criminal lifestyle or stuff that I did or was involved in like that, I want to have a meaning. I want to have people think when they hear about those things. In no way do I ever want to glamorize them, those stories, those poor decisions that I made. The last 2 years, there's been a lot of trolls, a lot of trolling, a lot of propaganda. And I kind of want to steer away from responding to that type of stuff. Certain things I will respond to. There are some very, very, these trolls are very reckless. They have an agenda. They want to place certain jackets on certain people and hope that harm comes to the people they're talking about. And to me, that's the biggest sign of a coward because, if you supposedly know about me and all this and that, then you come do it, right? Why are you trying to get other people involved? That's what I trip out on. And I'm no longer a tough guy, but I know how to act like one when the time comes. You know, I know how to react like one, I should say, not act like one. I know how to react like one. Hopefully, I never have to do that again. Hopefully, I never have to be that guy again. But I'm always ready. Um, I know that there's always interest in Pelican Bay. A lot of times when I talk about Pelican Bay, I get a lot of views. Uh, you guys have to understand that prison now isn't the way it was when I left it. The people, the legends, and I know certain people don't like when I say that, and that's because they place their definition of that word upon me. You know, keep your definition to yourself. I know what I mean when I say it. I'm trying to be respectful, but I also apply it to every group of the big four. And you know, it's funny because certain people get all bent out of shape. Oh, your legends don't mean nothing to me. Well, I'm talking about yours too. So you know, when I use that word, I use it for all of them. You know, because unlike these other guys, like I said, I'm not going to be saying the names of the organizations. But those guys, the legends, were not out. You know, that was a newer thing, and it has changed the system. And it's funny how I hear people whispering certain little grumblings, certain things they don't like now, and I'm just like, you obviously didn't know the history of these organizations when they were out there in the first place. And now you're getting a taste of it. And anyways, you know, the prison system is very, very different nowadays, you know. Before, and this was even before cell phones. Before cell phones came into play in a major way in the Department of Corrections, the only way you were going to meet a legend was by putting in work. And you were going to get up there with them, and they were going to pick your brain and see, is this someone who could bear fruit? And if it isn't, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you you can, and they're going to run you to the dirt. The ones that can bear fruit, they do business together, and they, a lot of times, make it to that status if that's what they're interested in. You know, it's funny because people think that everybody, that politics, that's their end game, that they want to be a legend. Not everybody does. Not everybody understands what entails getting to that final level, right? But that's neither here nor there, you know. But back then, you had to righteously put in work, and you had to have those conversations, and you earned your reputation, you know. And then the cell phones came around, and people would brag, "Yeah, I'm in contact with so and so." Is that right? Why? Because you somebody gave you his phone number. And so the old school vatos, we would laugh at that, like, this vato, he's a secretary. Never put in no work. He's the secretary. Watch out. But you know, at the end of the day, Holmes, I do still try to show respect to everyone doing time. Because it ain't easy, man. That life is so cutthroat. And I say over and over, there's a lot of dudes in there that if given a second opportunity, they would take advantage of it, and they would make the best of it. There is a small percentage of people that are there and they belong there and they will stay there, you know. And if they did somehow, some miracle, get a second opportunity, they would blow it. And that's why it's very hard to get out of prison. You know, people like to make up stories of how you can get out of the CDC, and it cracks me up because if you just apply common sense, you'll be like, there's no way that's right. Like, you have to, especially if you were a killer, you have to develop personal insight, and you have to be able to articulate that perfectly to a psychologist, then to the board, and then when it's reviewed by the governor, they all have to feel without any uncertainty this individual will get out and be productive. And thousands and thousands and thousands of lifers, former lifers, convicted killers have done so over the last 10 years. And a lot of them have gone into being of service to others, have gotten involved in drug counseling, alcohol counseling period, advocacy, stuff like that. And I applaud them. I try to somewhat do that stuff through my channel. And there's going to be people who say, how do you do that? All you do is talk about prison. Because I try to have a message, right? And I get a lot of love, and I get a lot of feedback from people saying that I have helped them, and that when they are thinking of doing some dirty shit, they'll watch some of my videos, and it sets their heads right. And that's a great feeling for me, because that is the reason why I started my channel. So anyways, I'll go ahead and bring this one to a close here. I know everybody's busy. I just want you guys to know I appreciate you. Before I go, last night we did a stream, and Gunner and I took our Cash Apps down off of the screen, and we put up one of our subscribers, and he's a guy, he's a gamer. He games with me and the fellas I game with, our little crew. He needed a new system, and we put up his Cash App and just asked people if you can donate. Gunner donated $100. I donated $100. Taki's donated money. Samuel donated some money. NS came through at the end, and we were able, other people did too. I can't remember everybody's names, but those are the ones I do remember off the top. We were able to get him, collectively, we were able to get him a new PlayStation 5. He is buying it today. Thank you guys very much. Another thing that I've been focusing on a little bit more lately is, and I'm not the greatest gamer. I have fun. I rage a lot. It's funny. But I am streaming on Twitch. I am now an affiliate, or whatever the hell it's called over there. So I'm taking advantage of another opportunity to create cash flow. In order to become rich, you need to develop multiple streams of cash flow, and that's my plan. Having been involved in the lifestyle I was involved in, myself, just like most lifers, former lifers, we believe we will meet a violent death. But we know no matter what, death is not too far away, because all of us get out in our 40s and 50s, And so while I'm out here, I want to, do the best I can and leave something to my daughter and my loved ones when I go. So that's why you guys see me grinding the way I grind. It's that, and making sure people understand that not everyone who made poor, horrible decisions in their life as a teenager come out and think the same way. I want to leave people with a better impression. I want to have fun. I want to have laughs. So those of you that game or just enjoy watching gaming or just enjoy laughing, check out my Twitch. And let's have some fun, man. And make sure you subscribe to the other guys, the other fellas that I game with, and let's all grow our channels together. With that said, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.